Hello! Yes, this is a by pride flag because my deciding to start my Halloween-A-Thon journey on September 23rd instead of 22nd, oddly, and I should have assumed this would happen, oddly landed it on Bi Visibility Day, which is literally part of Bi Visibility Week, which is part of Bi Visibility Month. All of which I literally forgot about until my wife, who is a lesbian, informed me that it was Bi Visibility Month. And then my Instagram today was like, hey, it's Bi Visibility Day. Did you know you're really, really visible today? So look, visible. Anyway, this has nothing to do with Halloween-A-Thon. Well, I mean, I could make it part of Halloween-A-Thon, but I'm not reading anything particularly queer currently, which is not intentional. So let me put this flag down. So typically I try and read a combination of things. So I try and read kind of all over the place. I've been reading a lot of horror recently, and I try normally to fit in like queer books, queer reads, queer anything. But for some reason, where I am in my like requesting books or having books or finding books, everything I've been reading has seemed remarkably straight. So that doesn't really help. Though, I did just watch Jennifer's Body, which we can agree is very queer. I am also, as background noise today, going to be watching All Cheerleaders Must Die, which is not like the best movie in the universe, but it is weirdly like very, very queer in a lot of ways. It just really is. So yes, so there are some things for you to keep in mind, though again, nothing I have picked out currently, to my knowledge, is remarkably queer. Because I have a tiny TBR created already for Halloween-A-Thon, sort of unintentionally. I was gonna just mood read, but as it turns out, I have books. So I have just like a random assortment of books that I either need to get through or I have and I super want to get through. So the first of these, and the one I have started, I'm not very far in this, is Fever House, which is about a hand, per the cover, that makes you really, really, not okay, in that you want to do very, very dangerous and violent things. I am not far enough to have gotten to this particular character, but I know for a fact that there is a Catherine, spelled exactly the way I spelled my first name, in this book. So I am intrigued for that, but also this is a very, very hefty book. So this is slightly bigger than it actually is, but it's 412 pages of actual book. There's some bonus material and stuff, but I'm not counting that. So yes, this is a beast. And then I have a smaller stack. So I do have one book that I do know fits the like queer sapphic energy I want, which is Lucy Undying, which I'm going to have to listen to on audio because nowhere around me has it. I can't get it physically through my library, at a store, nowhere. So we're going to use an Audible credit that I already have to get it. But I may not get to it in this vlog because again, Fever House is a beast. So I will probably do Fever House, and if I even get time to get to another book before I decide to finish this vlog, it'll be a short one because I have some tiny books that are tossed over here that you can't see. So Fever House is for a specific prompt. Now, I know that for Halloween-A-Thon you are supposed to build a board, or you could do bingo, or you could do any number of things that you want. It is a watch-along, read-a-thon, watch-a-thon, read-a-thon, or activity-athon, however you want it to work. I am primarily using it for books. I may count a prompt if I happen to watch something that fits a prompt that I've written down, but I am also probably not using prompts that a lot of other people are using. So because I wasn't building a board, I wound up going through all the materials that were in the like shared drive that you could use, and I picked a prompt page that was like backup prompts or replacement prompts, and it was all on a tombstone. And so over here, instead of creating board, I have my handy dandy handbook for the recently deceased, and in it I have a small section titled Halloween-A-Thon 2024 complete 9 to complete the challenge. This is just a description of some books I read. So there's that, and then I wrote down all the prompts with the dates, and the little red dots mean that I have a book that fits that prompt, and then I have a checkbox to check it off. So I have like 4 pages in my book. And so Fever House is fitting Beware of the Blob 300 plus pages or 2.5 hours. So in this case, it's more than 300 pages, so I'm counting it. The other books I have, excluding Lucy Undying, so Lucy Undying is counting for Universal monsters include a traditional monster because it is a Dracula related story. So that's what I'm counting it for. Another book that I do not yet have, but I put in a request for because I'm doing another challenge. Like, I'm doing a themed week, just in general for October. And I'll be reading the book Black Sheep, which I'm counting for Raven, black creature on the cover because the sheep is black and it's on the cover of the book. Now, the other books are over there. Those are the two that I don't physically have. And then this is the book that I'm just like currently reading. And I don't know, I guess I could throw them in here so you know. And this can act as also like the TBR portion of this vlog. So do I want to pick them up? Also, you're gonna hear street noise because my window's open. But let's see. Also, if you heard a buzzing, my iPad is in front of you and I apparently got a notification from something. Yeah, hold on one sec. Also, check out the shirt. It says keep it spooky. I went for very spooky to start today. I also have on cute shorts that you can't see. And you won't be able to see even if I bent over. I might show them to you, possibly not on me. I showed them in my last vlog. They're Snoopy like monster shorts, very cute. Okay, I'm not gonna pause you, just hold on. I'm walking over here. Enjoy the background of my fan and some stuff. Giant stack. It's really not that big. So anyway, these are the other books I have. So let's do this. So I'm gonna show those two last and we'll do these first. Okay, so, oh gosh, there is, oh, I put everything on top of my notebook. Oh my goodness. Really got it together, really got it together. Also, this is my lunch break, so I have to be pretty quick so that I can show you everything. Here we are. All right, back to showing you things. I'm a little close to camera. Sorry, there's a fan behind me. My office is hot. So, for Child's Play, Child is a main character. I am reading Witch Child by Celia Reese, which I got for a quarter? I think I got this for a quarter at my library's like consistent book sale. They do like book sales all the time where they just sort of have books out. But I read this ages ago, and the plot of this is that we're following Mary Newberry, who lives in a time where being different can cost a person her life. Hidden out in the pages of her secret diary, 14-year-old Mary's story begins as she flees the English witch hunts to settle in an American colony. How long can she hide her true nature from the Puritans? So I'm doing this for child main character. Also, it is a children's book, so the font is very big and the book is not very big. So we're just gonna lay that there. The next book, oh gosh, I have to find it. I know it's in here. Oh, right. So I'm cheating a little. For Rocky Horror Picture Show, a forward title. Rocky Horror Picture Show is also one of my favorite movies, but I will be reading Where Geeks Save Wisconsin, also from that book sale. This one was definitely 50 cents because it's an adult paperback book, but it's also a special edition 56 out of 100 autographed by the author. Queer. This one is queer, duh. Okay, so this is very gay. It actually has somewhere on here it actually says that. It says paranormal romance, but the premise of this is, oh gosh, I want to speed through. I'm not going to tell you all of it. So when badass werewolves battling supernatural evil realize they need tech support, they recruit a group of geeks with hilarious and romantic results. And that is all I am telling you. But I'll be reading that for that. And again, the font on that one's pretty big and it's indie published, so pretty tiny. Now, the next two I have also shown in the blog. And I actually bought these at a Barnes & Noble, which I have not been to in like a bajillion years, but we got a new one at a mall like an hour away from us. And so I got these books. So the first one is for the, I'm gonna try not to cough. I'm gonna take a sip of my not very good coffee. I made this myself, this is my own fault. Whew, okay. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Read or watch a short story / anthology. So this is technically a novella, but it's short. I will be reading The Night Guest by Hildur Knutsdotter. I am hoping that's how you say it. But I've heard great things about this. It's a woman who's sleepwalking and everyone like keeps saying, oh, is this happening? Is this happening? Like in her life. And then she like has a step counting watch and she gets an enormous amount of steps in one night. So I'll be reading this for a short story. I feel like it works. It's a novella, short story, whatever. Okay, the next one is for, this is also stretching a little bit. I am gonna cough. I have asthma, so if I cough in a video, it's because my asthma is acting up. And yep, I'm gonna cough. Whew, okay. The next one is for the Autumn Colors prompt. And I mean, it has red and goldeny yellow and black. Sure. is How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive. This is by Craig DeLuey, and it's about a horror director who finds this camera and he decides to make a movie with it, even though that might not be a very good idea. So that's all I'm telling you about this one, but that's the one I'm doing for that prompt. And then the next two books aren't out yet, and probably won't be by the time I post this either. So the first one I won in like an Instagram contest. So Tor Nightfire sometimes does like post a thing and you may or may not win a sweepstakes or whatever they call them. So I actually wound up with an arc of American Rapture, which is one of the books I've been looking forward to so much this year. It's like top of my like looking forward to list. And here we go. A virus is spreading across America, transforming the infected and making them feral with lust. Sophie, a good Catholic girl, must traverse the hellscape of the Midwest to try to find her family while the world around her burns. Along the way, she discovers there are far worse fates than dying a virgin. I am super freaking excited for this, and I will probably read... I want to read this after Fever House, but I feel like this and the next book might get a vlog together. I haven't decided. You'll see what I mean. So there's that one, and I am doing that one for... It was a Graveyard Smash. Something with sleaze, and I'm really only saying that because the entire book is focused on a virus that makes you want to have sex. So that's what we're going with. And for the final prompt, urban legends, non-fic or documentary, I'm still not quite sure how this happened. So I was sent by 10 Speed Press, aka, well, they're an imprint of, I think, Penguin Random House. Yeah, they're an imprint. I got sent MrBallen Presents Strange, Dark, and Mysterious, the graphic stories, which are all about like urban legends. I used to review books for a website, just like a fun website I ran with some friends, and I was like a book reviewer, and I did review books. I reviewed comics. I kind of reviewed all over the place. I have not received a review book because of that website in years. At least 2 years, because I have not actively written a review on that page for probably 3 years. And for some reason, I don't know how this happened, but they sent this to me at my address. And it like listed that website and put book blogger and had my name. So I don't know if like someone there, because I ages ago gave them like my YouTube channel, and the name of that has changed. So it used to be Clef Notes and now it's Clef Go Ever After, because my wife is now part of the content. And so I don't know if someone just like happened to notice that I was posting videos with books in them, and so they're like, oh, we'll just send it because she's in the thing. I don't know. But I got it, and that book comes out October 1st. American Rapture comes out October 14th, but I thought I got it sent to me, so I should read it, right? So I'm going to. I'll send them the link, I guess. They gave me an email, so whatever. We're gonna roll with that. And it worked for the non-fic kind of thing because it has urban legends in it. Now these are probably fictionalized urban legends, possibly, I don't know. I literally have not consumed any of this man's content. I googled him, I did some research. Sounds like an interesting podcast that he does. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out at some point. I'm thinking it and American Rapture should be in a video together, because it's either going to go out like right when both of these books are releasing, or like before one is out, close to when the other is. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Yeah, I really don't know. I just feel like Fever House is going to take me forever, so I just like don't know what my plan is yet. But those are my books. With the 2 that I mentioned but did not show, and then all the ones I've shown, that's 9. So technically with just those, I would hit the prompts. I would hit enough prompts to like complete the challenge, but the challenge runs from the 22nd, which was yesterday, until the 31st of October, so Halloween. So we'll just see. If I finish the prompts early, I may just call it and do whatever I want. I may just throw a prompt into something I'm already doing. We'll just see how it goes. But that's the TBR. That's everything I'm going to be doing for the challenge that's planned, really. Yeah. So I will talk to you later when I have Fever House updates, because I'm really not far enough into it to like tell you anything. But when I am, I will let you know. But I know this is a super long opening clip. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you're participating in Halloween-A-Thon, let me know down below and how you are participating. I feel like I'm the only one doing a checklist. But let me know how you're participating. I would love to know. So I will talk to you when I have Beaver House thoughts. Hello. Oh, my hair's doing wild things. Work has been done for a little while. I am preheating the oven. We're having leftover calzones. So if you did watch my last vlog, hi, that's Salem. She wants me to make coffee, but I'm not making more coffee. Please don't step in the oven. But now I have to keep an eye on her. If you watched the last vlog, we had calzones for dinner. We only ate half of each of our respective calzones, so we're having them for dinner tonight, the rest of them. I finished All Cheerleaders Must Die, which if you watch the end of that, I always forget this. It says part 1, because they actually, oh gosh, okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Hi. You want to come up? That's what I thought. Okay, this is fine. This is Salem. She says hello. She wants my attention, and when she wants my attention, she sits on me. So here we are. Here, that's, hi. So, she might jump down. She really wanted to help with dinner, but it's in the oven. Oh, I need to do your nails. Hi. So, All Cheerleaders Must Die. At the end of it, it says part 1, and they never made any more. So it's just one movie. But I had forgotten that that movie is actually very, very, very gay. There are there's one sex scene with 2 girls that I had completely forgotten about. Like, I forgot it happened. And then blah, 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 blah. Then at the end, there's like a big fight scene, and one main character says to another main character, she's like, get away from my girlfriend, to this guy. And I knew that there was like a girlfriend moment, but they had like kind of broken up. But yeah, it's just very gay. It's so gay. And witchy. There is a witch in it. She calls herself a Wiccan, but this is definitely like witchy magic. But it's just a fun time. So if you want like chaotic, sapphic, bisexual representation, I would say do Jennifer's Body and then immediately watch All Cheerleaders Must Die, or flip that and do it the other way, depending. But yes, fun time, very fun time. Oh gosh, you were falling. But I actually decided I would talk to you about it more because I'm counting it for nostalgia, because you're gonna jump. Do you want down? She wants down. Hold on. I'll walk you over here. It's safer if you jump here. There you go. Sorry, I'm back. You can just see the mess behind me. We keep a lot of like mail and random stuff in one corner of the kitchen, just in case, even if we don't need it. But yes, you just got to see all of that. And what was I saying? Oh, I'm using it for the nostalgia prompt. So on my list, again, I'm not doing the game board, I'm just crossing off. One of the prompts was nostalgia, and it was nostalgia for you, whatever you wanted. And I remember renting this movie from like Hollywood Video, maybe Blockbuster. I don't think it was Family Video. I actually worked at a Family Video, and I don't remember them having it, but maybe we did. I just feel like it was from Hollywood Video, which was a short-lived video rental place that we had. It was a chain, but I don't think it lasted very long. It closed well before Blockbuster and Family Video did, but I'm counting it for nostalgia because I do remember watching it on like DVD and then later being like very obsessed with it because duh. Though I did not come out until later in life. There are just some things you suddenly connect with and you should have put together the pieces earlier. So I'm counting that for nostalgia. And it's always fun to find it somewhere free on streaming, and it always pops up after I watch Jennifer's Body. If it's on that app, it's like, oh, did you want to watch All Cheerleaders Must Die? Do you remember that film? That classic, that just classic film. So I've watched those, not super close together, but close enough that I'm saying it would be a good double feature. So that's counting for nostalgia. That is one checked off, which is nice. Tomorrow, I have a plan for the Return to Oz fantasy prompt that I have. I have never seen Return to Oz. I'm not a huge fan of Wizard of Oz. I like it as a theme in things, but I'm not like the biggest fan of the Wizard of Oz. I like Wicked the musical, and I have performed songs from Wicked the musical at Broadway karaoke's, but I do not watch Wizard of Oz frequently if ever. There's a Muppet one that's very cute. Anything is cuter with Muppets. So if you haven't seen it, there's Wizard of Oz with Muppets and it's delightful. I think that's it. But I have a plan. I will show you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will have a very cute, like, morning-y thing. That's my plan. It'll be very, just cute. Maybe I'll sing over it. I shouldn't, because you don't, I mean, you could hear that. But I also have the Witch's Road song stuck in my head. So you might just hear me humming it periodically as background noise for Eclipse tomorrow. Please don't step on the oven. But yes, so that's the plan for tomorrow. This will be the end of day 1 of this vlog. And we'll just go into tomorrow with fun fall vibes, because we had great fall weather today. It was rainy, it was cool. I am just wearing a t-shirt and shorts because my office was warm, but I'll probably still be wearing a t-shirt and shorts tomorrow, just different ones. I think though for today, I'm gonna call it, and I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll do a whole little morning together. I will make sure that I get up early, / we'll be up early anyway, and I will start things before work. I will make sure to do some fun, cute fall things to start my morning, and then you'll get to experience that, and then I will watch this particular thing I'm going to watch during work. I'm gonna leave you in slight suspense, and I will update you on Fever House. It's just really, really hefty, and I feel like I need to at least finish part 1 before I do a solid intro, because I did check, without spoiling anything for myself, Catherine does appear before part 1 is over. So my plan is to get through part 1, and then I will give you thoughts, which I'll try and finish it tonight into tomorrow. We'll go from there. But yes, I will talk to you tomorrow with some fun fall things. Seekest thou the road to all that's foul and fair? Gather, sisters, fire, water, earth, and air. Darkest hour, wake thy power, earthly and divine. Burn and brew with coven true, and glory shall be thine. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road.
Salami, Giggly, Jumpy, Tom, Thomas, Tambourine, Leg, Face, McCullen, Artichoke, Penguin, Pete.
Let's fight with the ending, and so on and so forth, and yet over the garden wall. How the gentle wind beckons.
Hello! Okay, I officially have a Fever House update. Also, you're like at a weird angle. Hold on, I'm gonna turn you. That's better-ish. So I have a Fever House update. I finished part 1. My lunch break just started, so I'm gonna fill you in real quick, and then I gotta go pull chicken tenders out of the oven. But finished part 1, and we've been introduced to, I think, most of the characters we'll be following throughout the book. So in the description, we do get some of these characters. So what we know so far is there is a hand that Hutch and his friend Tom find while on some like kneecap breaking business for a guy named Peach Serrano, which sounds like a fake name. It sounds like a barbecue sauce. But Peach Serrano tells them like, they wind up getting called, and like wild things happen. Like someone gets a hold of the hand, and then the hand comes back to Hutch and Tom, and then the hand is bad. The hand is just bad. While all of this is going on, a government agency is trying to track down the hand while also using some kind of like men who stare at goats sort of person. If you don't know what that means, there were like these projects, and it was like ESP and all this tracking stuff that the government did. It's kind of like that. There's someone, and they talk about like wing cutting. I don't know. I'm just telling you, there's a government agency. They have a person. It's making me think of like X-Men, but when they like took people and messed with them, like not the good guys, but like the bad government agent guys. So there's someone who's like tracking the hand for them. So there are these like agents who are being sent to follow the hand, and we get the point of view of the male agent, whose name is like Boone or something. It doesn't, his name I feel like is not vital to this, but they're like following the hand, and then during all of this, Hutch has to call Nick Coffin. That's his actual name, Nick Coffin. So Nick Coffin arrives, winds up with the hand, goes to take it to Peach, things go sideways. The government agency pretending to be cops shows up at the apartment that he lives in with his mom, whose name is Catherine Moriarty, which is a fabulous name. She is agoraphobic after the death of her husband, and she winds up fleeing the apartment, and is now in danger. Nick at one point had the hand, and Hutch has now left where he was because he was injured. That's why he called Nick. Now he's still injured, but better. And they're meeting back up. And so like this is all happening because there's a creepy ass hand that makes you want to hurt people. So that's what I have for you. Catherine doesn't have the hand. I don't even think Nick has the hand. Pretty sure Hutch doesn't even have the hand. Though Nick has the whereabouts of said hand. So yeah, the hand is doing its own thing right this moment. And we have a government agency where we're like learning how the hand got out. The hand can make you think things. So the hand can control you. Besides making you want to hurt people, it also like will make you want to hurt yourself. Or, you know, help it along on its journey to people that it can use. So that's what we have so far. I have to go check on these chicken tenders, but that's my update. I'm on part 2. I am 122 pages in, I think, but it's a 412 page book, or at least my version is. The parts that I'm going to read. So yes, big book, long book. I'm gonna try and read some while Krista's at court tonight. I'm gonna try and read some while Krista's at court tomorrow. I'm gonna try and read in the evenings so I can try and knock this out. Also, my other plan for this vlog is because I'm reading this book. It feels like a very bro-y book, even with Catherine included. There's just a lot of men. So because it feels oddly in theme, because it's an evil hand, there's a lot of guys. I am going to read that, it's down here, strange, dark, and mysterious graphic novel I showed you, the big book that comes out October 1st. So I can fit that in as a non-spoilery review before the 1st of October. So that's the plan. I need to go, cause lunch. But I will talk to you later when I have some form of update or I'm doing something exciting. Also, I hope you like the singing. If the singing got to keep in, like if I got to keep it in, we'll see when I have to upload this to YouTube if it's like you have to remove all sound. So I don't know. It's my voice. It's not like actual clips of the song, but we'll see. I gotta go though. Dogs are barking. Food I think is done. So I'll talk to you later. Hello. If you hear classical music, that is the music we have on for the dogs during the day, and it's still on. Krista just got home from court and I am making a very fancy dinner of kimchi ramen. And by fancy, I mean it comes in a standard ramen packet. It just has extra flavoring packets than like, more flavoring packets than like a normal ramen. But it's really good. It's also really good with fake crab in it, like the crab that's basically made out of fish and they make it look like a crab stick. But we don't have any of that. So I am making ramen. And while I have you here, ooh, it's over there. Oh, I don't want to start a goose. Gosh dang it, goose. We'll start with this first. So I bought this Left Hand Brewing Co. pumpkin spice latte nitro pumpkin ale with spices and coffee. And I don't normally like pumpkin beer, but I'm intrigued. Oh, am I supposed to pour? I'm probably supposed to pour this in something. Do I need to pour this in? We'll put it in my Slate All Day cup. It made the sound that Guinness makes, and I feel like you have to pour it and stuff. Alright. It also says hello, gorgeous inside. Alright. Let's see. Got a nice head. It's actually not bad. It smells very beery. Like it smells a lot. It's very beer heavy on the scent. It tastes like a very watered down coffee. Like if you put pumpkin spice creamer in coffee, like really watered it down, like you let the ice melt a bunch. But it's not bad. Chloe's being annoying. It's not bad. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not bad. Probably won't buy it again, but I have 4 cans because it came in a 4-pack. So I'll drink those 4 cans. And I like trying new stuff. I like coffee. I like pumpkin. It was worth a shot, right? I'm drinking a little bit more. It'll grow on me, I'm sure. That's still cooking really quickly. I'm just gonna walk really casually. Sorry, goose, not you. Here it is. Oh, sorry, goose. was trying not to startle her. So Goose, our youngest cat, was in here, and she sometimes doesn't like it if you walk around. But I'm a little farther in Fever House. So I am currently, there are no chapters. It's just like headered people's names. So I'm on page 288 of the 412. I even added a little sandworm post-it note for my own benefit. Ooh, this ramen is like almost done. So the point I'm at so far, I don't want to spoil like big things for you, but I will tell you, you learn what a fever house is. It's horrifying. We learn certain things happen if you're in the vicinity of the hand, and you die. You also learn that there are 3 remnants is what they're called, and not just one. So the hand is a remnant. Then there's something called the voice, and the voice is a remnant that's actually hidden in a song, and that song ties in to Catherine Moriarty. And then there is apparently a 3rd, and it's called the Eye. We have not found the Eye. We do not know what the Eye is officially. We've heard rumors of the Eye. They also did totally talk more about the like Men Who Stare at Ghosts / ESP projects. I feel like if you like this, you should read episode 13, because that has to do with a house that was used for like ESP trials by the government, or like an institution at least. But it's surprisingly quick reading. Now admittedly I am slightly skimming for some points of view. Like we got this really long section about Wiles, I think is how you say her name. I know her first name is Samantha now. But like, I should care more, but I didn't. So I kind of skimmed because it was like her journey through schooling and how she made it to this program. And kind of why she has done what she has done in previous chapters. Sorry, the kimchi's making my nose itch. But like that I wasn't super into, but I've been really invested in the rest of it. Like we met a psychic who was part of a project under Lundy. We've gotten Saint Michael, but Michael's point of view, and he is definitely not human, I don't think. And like we've gotten other points of view, and some gruesome things have occurred. So it's fun. I would say episode 13 I think would be something you'd be interested if you like the government aspect in this book, because I thought that was a fun read, and it goes into like chaotic things that can happen if you let like mental things occur. I'm also trying to think what else. I feel like I read something else that you would like if you read this. I will puzzle on it, but hopefully I finish this tomorrow, and then I'll read that graphic novel. We have dinner to eat and dessert, because Krista has a lemon meringue pie. I'm not eating that pie. I hate meringue. But we have Halloween Baking Wars, and we have Halloween. Oh, it's just Halloween Wars and Halloween Baking Championship. Sorry, there's a huge pause. On Max, aka Food Network. But I need to go. We have those. We're finishing an episode of Only Murders in the Building. But yes, so very exciting things. I love all the Halloween like baking challenge show things on Food Network. I watch the Christmas ones too when it gets closer to the holidays. I think it's called just Holiday for that because they do Thanksgiving too. But I'm so excited that they're back, and I'm very excited to watch them. So we're gonna go. I gotta dish up this ramen, but I did give you the update. It is fun. It is reading very quickly. I also do definitely get I'm still gonna say it does give me bro-y horror, but not in a bad way. Like there's just a lot of male characters. It's a lot of like tough guy dudes, and then like Nick is sort of our like oddball male character who's like a finder and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying it, but gotta dish up dinner. I will talk to you later. Hello again, I'm back very briefly. I finished the beer. Downside is the longer I drink it, the less I liked it. It's fine. I may just have to mess with it a little. I've also had like, I want to try the Dunkin' pumpkin spice because I tried the Dunkin' regular and it kind of tastes like tea, which is confounding to me. But just like something, it just needs help. Like maybe if I put something else in it, like a liqueur or something, I don't know, it'll taste better. Maybe it's because I'm not a coffee snob, but like I can tell if it's good coffee or bad coffee, and maybe they use bad coffee. I don't know. I've tried other like nitro coffee with alcohol in it before, and I have a tendency not to like them, which is so strange. But if you have a good like coffee plus cocktail thing in a can that's good, let me know, because I do love coffee and I would love to try an actual good like coffee cocktail thing in a can. But Krista noticed I had this in the fridge and she was like, you should just drink this. So this is Bee Nectar, which is a mead and cider company. They're really, really good. My favorite from them is Death Unicorn. It is freaking delicious. I've had it on tap before. It's so good. And Krista tracked it down for me ages ago and we've had it a few times since then. But this is their Black Fang, which is a mead with blackberry, clove, and orange. It is good by itself. It tastes kind of like a mulled wine. I add teeny tiny bit of Fireball and it actually tastes like mulled wine because it adds that cinnamon effect that this doesn't have. So I'm gonna drink that. I'm also gonna grab something to snack on because kimchi ramen, while delicious, dogs are about to bark, is not like super filling. And we had a really, like, we didn't have a lot of chicken tenders at lunch either, so I'm pretty hungry still. So I'm gonna go. I just want to tell that to you. We are caught up on Only Murders in the Building, and I don't know if we're watching Heart of Dixie or if we're gonna watch the baking show. I'm not sure. Parker barks at the TV a little and he might actually be able to do the baking shows because there's no like animals or commercials. So maybe we'll watch that with him later. I don't know, but we're going up to the bedroom just to like hang out, relax. Krista is eating her lemon meringue pie, and I am gonna grab some kind of snack, dessert, something. But yeah, so I just thought I would update you. I will give you a further update sometime tomorrow. This is the last update of the night. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, probably in the morning. Maybe I'll make like a fun coffee, which means you'll still be in the kitchen. You've been in the kitchen a lot. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make a fun coffee in the morning. So I will talk to you again in my kitchen, but you'll be in a different angle. You'll see fun things. So yes, talk to you tomorrow morning. Hello, this is a very bizarre angle. I have you on a paper towel roll. I didn't bring my tripod down and I'm tired. So my head's kind of cut off and I can bend, I guess. I could do this. Also, there's a gnat trying to take my camera. But yes, I'm making coffee. So I got this at Target for $3.49. It is cold brew coffee. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but it says black, unsweetened, and pumpkin spice, just in case it doesn't. And then I used this yesterday, so I think you already saw it. But it's pumpkin pie spice? Yeah, cold foam creamer. It's, yeah, so I get to put it on top. So let's do that. You don't need to see most of me. I'm gonna hold this up. It's a cute little Care Bear cup. Put this most of the way. And then I have a little bit of a stuffy nose today, which is not ideal because I had an idea for Instagram and I want to do like a, because okay, the theme for 100 days of Halloween Happy today is cast a spell, and I wanted to do a video with the Witch's Road song, but I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to sing. We'll see. Oh, and then this is the finished product. Very cute. I have 100 pages left in Fever House today, so the goal is to read them partially before work, partially during lunch, maybe after work if need be, but I'm so close to done, as it is a 412-page book. Also, this is the thing. I even had to have Krista text it to me because my phone is upstairs. So it's a, just didn't focus on my face all of a sudden. So apparently this is a series, or will be a series, because the excerpt in the back of the book is for the next book in the Fever House series, which I didn't realize, or it's like the next Fever House book. So if it's not like an official series, it's like a world of kind of thing. But I figured out what it reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of The Strain. Not entirely, because like The Strain is vampires and stuff like that, but the like building chaos, the sort of like, not apocalypse level, but like just like things are getting worse. We're staying with certain characters and seeing how they're reacting. So like I'm getting the Strain vibes from it, and that's what it was. I was like, there was something else. So not like completely one-to-one comparison, but I would say if you like Fever House, you might like The Strain. At least the first one. I did not finish that series, the TV version or the book one, but I do remember liking the first book. All right, I have to go. I gotta get ready for work. I was making my coffee for the day, and I'll let you know if I manage to do that Instagram video that I want to do. I think I just need coffee first, and then maybe I'll be okay. Hi, Goose. Do you want to see Goose? She's very cute. Hold on. I don't move too much. I can show you her. Hi. Hey. You're very close. Sorry. Hand's like in the way. I had to put my lens down. That's not a goose, that's a Binks. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. That's a goose. Hi, goose. Hi. Hello. Hello. And that's a Bane. there's boxes with stuff. There's stuff actually in the boxes in here, and it's like, there's wine in that one. There's something we have to build for the cats in that one, and there's like some tables, and then some stuff we have to take out to recycling, and there's a Halloween decorations box. But I'm gonna leave you with cats, and I will talk to you later. Hello, we are in my lunch break, and I finished it. We're done. So this is definitely a series because it ends on like a cliffhanger, but I read not the whole thing, I read like a little tiny bit of the excerpt from the next book, and it says the next book is set 5 years after this, which is a pretty big time jump. I like wasn't expecting 5 years to be the jump. Now maybe it does different timelines, I don't know, but it did say 5 years after an event that occurs at the end of the book. So there is that. I did enjoy this book. I wish it had been like a one-off, like the story tied up with these characters, and maybe it does, maybe the characters in the next book are completely different, but I feel like, and this is what happened with The Strain, I don't mind a hefty book if it's self-contained. I'm not the biggest fan of like hefty book series, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a huge apocalypse person, so I like them sometimes. I will read them like as a one-off. I will read the occasional series like that's post-apocalyptic if the books are shorter. Like, I very quickly read all of the Hunger Games books when I was in like college. I read the Uglies series also in like high school. That was a while ago, but I haven't read anything apocalypse based in a while, or if I have, it didn't really stick with me. Now I know one of the books I already mentioned, American Rapture, is an apocalypse book, but that's different. It's also like a religious based horror book, so that's different. Like, certain things will outweigh other things for me when I read. I never read that yet. I'm hoping I really, really like it. But again, it's a contained book. Like, it's a one-off apocalypse book, not a series. I just, like, this happened with The Strain too. I really liked the first book, but I just didn't feel compelled to read any more, which is nothing against anyone. Like, I thought the writing was fun. Well, fun is kind of the wrong word. I like the setup of different characters and getting different points of view throughout this apocalypse event that is occurring in Fever House. But like, I don't know that I'm invested enough to read more, which again is nothing against the author. It's just not like a genre I like to read a lot of, and I feel like the next book would also be as big, and while it might be a quick read, it's going to be hefty, I think, and I just don't know that I'm in like the mood for that. I don't even know if it's out yet. It just says 2024, but I don't know. Actually, I could look that up. Hold on. It said, what's it called? Gave the title. Hold on. The Devil by Name. Let me look it up. Ooh, look. Hold on. I have my phone. The Devil by Name. I'm just gonna go here. Maybe this will tell me. Oh, wait a minute. It's already out? Okay. It's book 2 of 2. Okay, so it's a duology. It is set 5 years after the event. Okay. So, I mean, it's a duology. It's not a series. Oh, it, like, just came out this month on September 10th. I am not, like, in the zone to read it. But knowing it's a duology is good, because I can handle a duology. I may, at a certain point, pick up the second book. I don't feel, like, urgently called to do so. I have a lot of books I want to read, and I have 2 books in at the library, one of which I know is going to take forever. So I got a notification that I had holds in, and one is Black Sheep, which I had already told you about. And then I had requested The God of the Woods, because I think that's the Literally Dead book club that's doing it for possibly this month, which means I'm not going to get to it. Unless it's, no, it is this month, and I literally just got it, and it is literally almost the end of the month, so we're literally not going to make it to the Literally Dead book club. Yes, that was intentional. I still want to read it so I can watch the live later, but I remember Kayla saying it was a big book, and I think it's literary fiction-y, so it may take a while, and if it's a 2-week book, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fit that in. I will see when I get it, but I have too many things to read before reading the second book in a duology. So I may get to it at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon, especially because I had no idea it was out. But anyway, It was a fun read. If you like apocalypse books, I definitely think you would like it. There are some other things about it. I mentioned some stuff that I think you would like. I can't give you one of the things that you would like because I feel like it's a spoiler, but I'm going to say if you like apocalypse books, you'll like this. The next book that we're going to read at some point is the MrBallen Presents Strange, Dark, and Mysterious. Sorry, it's on my floor and I keep forgetting the full title. That's next because I think it'll be quick and easy because it's a graphic novel. Plus I'll get it done before the 1st, so that is a benefit. I also have a video I need to actually post. I edited a video Monday before work and got it all set up and ready to go, and I was like, oh, I'll post it Tuesday. I forgot to make it public on Tuesday, so I need to make it public today because I have a Sydney. I'm gonna try and post this on the 30th or the 1st, this specific video, so we shall see. But I finished Fever House, very proud of myself. It was, oh, I didn't cross it off. It was my big book for this challenge, so let's find that prompt. It is, where is it? Beware the Blob. It's right there. I'm gonna cross it off. All right. That actually means I've done 3 already. Now I am going to do 9 books. It doesn't matter how many bonus ones I get with watches. We're gonna do 9 books. So I have that. And then I've already got Return to Oz with Over the Garden Wall and Nostalgia with All Cheerleaders Must Die. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. My goal for sometime this week is to I watched the TV Glow on Max because I'm very intrigued. I love a television show is evil plot. I have read Mr. Magic. I also read Knock Knock Open Wide, and what was the other one? Oh, there was one I really liked that had a TV show. Oh, Rotten Tommy. Of those 3, I would suggest Rotten Tommy first. That one is absolutely wild by David Sodergren. If you want this television show is evil suggestion. Mr. Magic was good, but it didn't do everything I wanted, but it was still good. And Knock Knock Open Wide is an interesting read, but I didn't think it did enough with the television show for it being in the description of the book. But yes, so those are my suggestions. Rotten Tommy would be the highest one if you want this television show is evil. But I'm gonna go because it's the middle of my lunch break and I am gonna go grab some more food because I'm still hungry. But yeah, so I will talk to you later when I have updates, probably on the graphic novel, maybe a movie. I don't know, we'll see. I will talk to you when I talk to you. Hello. Goose has decided she wants to take over the vlog or steal my camera. One or the other. Oh no, she went. Oh, you can't have the camera strap. She literally positioned herself right in front of the camera and now she's trying to steal the strap that I can't really hide. It's a camera strap. Hi! She's literally, see? She's right there. Hi. Hello, I am Goose. Hello. But you're not gonna see her unless she jumps down. She might jump down. It is after work. I wanted to do a quick update because I had a little time after work and I managed to, it's a graphic novel so it's very easy to read very quickly, but I actually read all of, I'm gonna say MrBallen, maybe MrBallen, I'm sorry, I'm going with MrBallen, Presents Strange, Dark, and Mysterious. The art in this is so good and I swear I've seen this art before. I didn't look up the person. I was reading through, like I got sent one of those, like they send a piece of paper along with the book that explains things about the book and the author and people involved, but I didn't see, no, it's just a bunch of stuff. So I have just probably seen a lot of their stuff in something else. But there's a number of people included in this. So the stories are by MrBallen, and then the illustrator is Andrea Muti. Sorry, you can't even see that. And then this is the art. So I don't want to spoil anything. Dude, this one's cool. So like there's a camping scene. I really don't want to spoil any of these. Like there's this really cool like church design. I really should have looked up the illustrator because I'm so sure that I have read a comic that they did. I think it was a horror comic too because the art is very horror. I wonder if they worked on, it almost reminds me of some of the Afterlife with Archie stuff, like that art, but I'm not entirely sure. Should have looked it up, sorry. But this is very fun. So the book itself I know I keep saying fun. It is actually pretty creepy. So the book itself is, excluding the intro, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stories. And one of them, what I saw in my room still haunts me, is a specific to MrBallen, his life. It's actually something that happened to him. And then the rest of them are like documented stories or stories that were released online. So I will say the book itself gives a very like horrors of the internet, kind of like a rabbit. Wow, I was gonna say a Reddit rabbit hole. Like when you go down, like you're just like going through tons of like, not creepypastas, but you get the idea. Like a story you find on Reddit, and there's actually a Reddit linked in quotes. There's a bibliography at the back of this called Further Reading. And it lists all the articles and the websites, blah, 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 and one of them specifically references Reddit. Sorry, I'm a little asthma-y today. But the stories themselves, pretty creepy. Some involve animals, some involve possible supernatural entities, and it's just, some of them are super creepy. The creepiest one is Make It Rain, which I have never heard of this story. It involves, like, a man on furlough, and rain happening and him acting really creepy, and the art in that is also extra creepy. So that was probably the creepiest one for me of all of them. The Valley of Headless Men, the first one, is a super cool story. It was just very interesting. And then Cat and Mouse was frightening in that it just like, I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a Wendigo or like a werewolf, quote unquote. There had already been a werewolf story, so I don't know why I thought that, but not any of those things. And I was like, oh, bye. So it was a really good time. I read this super quickly. I think because it's a graphic novel, I read graphic novels pretty fast, but I think you could actually like spread this out, or if you listen to it with like creepy music playing in like perfect creepy setting, this would be a fun like late at night read, especially if you did like, you turned off all your lights and you like read it with like a flashlight or something under the covers. That would be extra creepy. And there are some things with like camping, so that would really fit with this. I highly recommend. I again have not consumed any of his content before, but it does sound very intriguing. I don't know, I'll have to see. My podcasty tastes are kind of all over the place, and sometimes I'm just not in, I just haven't been super in the mood for reaching out and finding a new podcast, but I will do some digging, maybe check out some other stuff. I don't sorry, I am so coffee, but I don't know when that will be, but I am very intrigued to learn more about his work, stuff he does. But yes, so this was very good. If you have not consumed any productions that he has done, any stuff that he has released before, this is a really good stepping stone, especially if you're big into comic books. Even if you're not really into comic books and you're just like a scary story to tell in the dark, I would say this is for you. I think it's fun, and it's out on the 1st, so perfect for Halloween, the spooky season, all of October. So I definitely recommend. So there you go. There's that book down. Now, I don't know if I'm getting to this because I have had a headache today. I haven't felt great. I took some stuff from my head. I'm just like, even after work, like even trying to rest a little bit, I just don't feel fantastic. So I don't know if I'm gonna read too much more, but the next book I'm going to start in this vlog, this was not the plan. I had no idea what I was doing after I read that. I am going to read How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, because it's by Craig DeLuey, and apparently, because I am a dope, I had forgotten that it's in here. Episode 13 is by Craig DeLuey. Duh. So I just thought, since I already mentioned that while talking about Fever House, this would be a good next step book. This will be the last book in the vlog for sure. So I'm gonna read that. I also feel like it fits with the like guy horror kind of vibe, because again, there are stories with women, but most of the stories in the Strange, Dark, and Mysterious book are male focused, or primarily like there are more men in them than women. Fever House was mostly men, and all of them are written by guys. So I think this is like kind of the perfect next step. It's a guy obsessed with horror who gets a creepy camera. I know I read the description of this book already. At least I think I did at the beginning. So I'm not really gonna get into it. Just know there's a horror movie being made by a guy named Max who finds a creepy camera. And there's also a final girl, or girl who wants to be a final girl, named Sally Priest. and that's what we're going with. That's all I'm giving you. So I'm very interested to start this one. I do need to cross this off my list. I was reading this for urban legend, and that was the nonfiction prompt, and these are nonfiction. These are all considered to be true events. I don't know, I'm sure some of them are urban legendy, but they're all true events in that people have said they actually took place and have been interviewed about them and have talked about them. So this is the nonfiction prompt for me. The urban legend, read a nonfiction or watch a documentary. So yeah, I'm gonna cross that off. I'm actually getting pretty far. I think that makes my 4th prompt. Succeeded. I said that really weird. But Krista picked up my library books for me during her lunch break. Hers is longer than mine, so she went and grabbed them and then came home. But she picked them up and I forgot to mention them. So I don't have them in front of me, but one of them is Black Sheep, which I am not reading for a couple weeks, but thankfully it's a 4-week hold, or like a 4-week book, so I have plenty of time. I don't have to worry about it. And the other book is The God of the Woods, which is very, very long. It is bigger than Fever House and has smaller print. So I need to read that probably in the next vlog. So it'll be The God of the Woods and maybe American Rapture in the next one, because God of the Woods is so big, but I really, really want to read American Rapture before it comes out. So yeah, I think that's the plan. But I'm gonna go. Next book in this vlog is How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, I Promise. The I promise sounded like I was saying you can make a horror movie and survive, I promise you. I mean, you could if you want, and I promise you'd survive? Question mark? But yeah, but I'm gonna go. That was the Salem. Different cats are appearing at different moments. Hi! So I gotta go. I have things to do with pups, but I just thought I would update you, and then I'll give you thoughts on this book when I have them. I also still want to watch I Saw the TV Glow, but that's not happening today. That'll just happen sometime this week, and I will let you know my thoughts on that too. So talk to you later. Good morning. So if I look a little squinty, like if this eye closes unintentionally, it's because this periodically happens. My right eye like does a weird thing when I'm asleep sometimes, and it'll like water consistently for an extended period of time, and it's really annoying, and then it's like really tender the next day. So that happened yesterday, and I'm very sure it's my fault. Like, I think I just like didn't take my makeup off well enough before I went to bed or something. But I got up super early. Well, not super early, but I got up early, took a shower before work. My hair is actually still really wet. I had it in a hair towel for a little bit, and then I got tired of wearing it, so my hair is wet and all over the place. Any makeup that I still have on is just makeup that didn't come off in the shower. Looks like I got most of it, which is great. I'm wearing a fun Hocus Pocus shirt, and it's raining, so if you hear rain sounds, I have my window slightly open with a screen in because it looks rainy and delightful outside. But I'm wearing this fun Hocus Pocus shirt, and then I'm out of coffee and I need to get more, but I was drinking coffee out of my Sanderson. It's supposed to look like it's from the like museum that they run, that I think has been demolished or destroyed. No, in the second movie it's the shop. Sorry, I don't know why I was like, it's destroyed. It's not. It's been renovated and it's turned into the magic shop that the one guy runs. But I thought I would talk to you because last night, I really want to put my blue light glasses back on, so this is gonna be a quick clip, and I need more coffee. But last night I read a teeny bit of How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, and so I'm not super far in. I'm on chapter 6, which is actually part 2, but we have been introduced to both Sally Priest and Max Maury. I'm gonna say Maury. Also, I'm an idiot, and Craig DeLuise is gay, I think. It says partner and it's a man's name, and they have 2 kids in his bio. This would also explain why Jordaline has talked about him a lot. But I don't think the characters in this are. I think the characters in this are straight. I mean, I could be wrong, but Max gives very like straight guy energy, like straight horror guy energy, like the person who really judges what you watch as a horror movie fan. So we've met him, and we've met the movie franchise that he has worked on. He just did the last one. It's called Jack the Knife, and it was a series he did. He did one that was like his big break in Hollywood. So he made the first movie, and it's a slasher. So the slasher is a guy named Jack who was drag racing, and there's an accident, and now he's a slasher. and they've just made the third one, and after the third one he wants to make like an actual movie that he thinks will scare people, because he doesn't think this last Jack movie really did that. He actually is kind of upset about the theater reactions. So this desire to make an actual scary movie for him is sort of correcting what he thinks is an error of the Jack franchise. So that's what we've got as backstory for him. And we also get backstory on the camera. While this isn't in the description, I'm going to tell you that the camera witnessed a horrifying event in horror history, and that is why Max wants it. So Max actually saw the events that were recorded on this camera because his producer had them, and then he is able to get his hands on the camera because it's being sold. So, not by his producer. He just finds out it's being sold. He meets Sally Priest at a party, so the two of them have already met, and he wants her to be his final girl, is basically what has happened. And then we're going to be in that movie process. Now, there's definitely something up with the camera. It's in the description of the book that there's something up with the camera, but like Max turned it on or like looked in the like the viewfinder-y thing. If I'm using incorrect terminology, I am so sorry. I know literally nothing about cameras except that my parents had a camcorder for a little while and they used it to record me in A Christmas Carol, and I have hooked that up once to a television set to see what the show looked like to people in the audience. And I didn't even watch the whole thing because I hate seeing myself on camera, which is funny because I have to watch myself film these on the little viewfinder to make sure that I am in frame. But anyway, so he like did something and he like zoned out, like he couldn't hear anyone, and then he heard Sally talking to him and he was like, oh, sorry, I'm back. So that's all we know so far. We've also been introduced to someone else who might be in the film who was helping at this event that he purchased the camera at, and so she may also be in the film. And then that's really all we've got so far. I need to go. I got work to do, but I want to fill you in before I started work. Even though I've already chugged a cup of coffee. I told you, I got up early to take a shower. So, that's it so far. I'm gonna try and read some more, possibly during lunch. Krista has a horrible schedule today, and I will not see her until her work day is over, which really means when my work day is over, because our work days end at different times. So I might read during lunch, I might not read during lunch. If my eye is still bothering me, I might just lay with my eyes closed and nap for a half hour during my lunch break instead. I don't know. But I will update you when I have updates on the book. I am enjoying it. It's just like, I can't really read a lot because my eye's bugging me and I need to like rest it so I can work. So yeah, so we'll see. But this is the last book of the vlog, so I have time. I have plenty of time. It's only Thursday. And I wanted to take this vlog into like Saturday or Sunday. So I got time, plenty of time. I'm not worried about it. But I'm gonna go, got stuff to do. This hair needs to dry because it's all up in my face. Oh, so damp. But yes. So I will talk to you later. Hopefully when my eye stops being annoying. Hello. Oh, I'll take these off my head. My eye is still bugging me a little, but it is my lunch break. And I grabbed, Krista's not here. And because Krista's not here, I don't feel like making anything. Like, I just don't want to. So I'm eating Candy Corn Crunch Trail Mix from Target. I just opened this one today. I bought this last year. I have not even seen this at the store this year. I have 2 containers of this. And they say Best By August 11th of this year, which, I mean, yay. Also, they taste fine. It's literally raisins and nuts and candy corn and some like white chocolate pretzel thingies. I'm sure it's fine. It's freaking trail mix. I don't think it's gonna kill me if I eat it a couple months after the expiry date. Anyway, so I have that. I've already had some and I'm alive. So see, totally fine. I'm also, I know I was drinking out of another cup, but I got really hot and still wanted coffee. Yes, I could have switched shirts, but I don't know that it would have mattered because the rain has stopped and now it's kind of like cool out, but the sun's out, and so it's warming up my office kind of a lot. But oh, there's a fuzzy. I am finishing the Target pumpkin coffee with some cold foam, and I'm gonna take a sip. Really, I just use the cold foam as like creamer because it's an unsweetened coffee, which is great, but I put that on there. Brain. I am going to go hang out in the bedroom, I think, for the rest of my lunch. This is just gonna be really quick. But I'm not gonna film it because I think I'm gonna lay down and rest my eye a little. Maybe read, just because it's not bothering me when I have the glasses on. It's just when I take them off. But if I have them on and with where my window is, it just, you can't see my eyes at all. So I just thought I'd take them off for this clip. So the other reason that I'm gonna do this before I forget, Krista and I watched the new Agatha All Along episode, and I am loving the show so much. I don't want to spoil anything, but we got one of the trials. So it seems like each of the trials will be themed to, because they like discussed it a little bit, but the idea seems to be that it will be tied to one of the witches in the coven. Like it will be their job to complete the trial. And we got our first trial, which looked like a really fancy like beach house, like Pretty Little, not Pretty Little Liars, although maybe they went to a beach house. I was gonna say Big Little Lies, like that kind of, or like the really bougie parts of like Dawson's Creek where like the rich people live. It was a very nice house. And so we see this house for the trial, and like they showed clips of it online because there's like red wine and glasses, which was giving me the like Real Housewives vibes. So that's like the setup, and I don't want to tell you too much because I really don't want to spoil anything, but I do want to say that if you haven't watched the episode yet, if you're planning to, the only thing I will say is I think they're setting us up to know other things while also making some jokes about real life things. So at a certain point in the episode, they have everyone like see something, and I think what they see is showing us which element they're representing. And so there's a certain thing that our potions witch does that ties her to an element. There's a certain thing that the blood witch sees that ties her to an element. The divination witch, aka Patti LuPone, hers was a little harder, but I do think the idea of miasma, which is an old-timey word, I don't know that does anyone use that word anymore? Anyway, I think that's supposed to be the hint. So I think they've revealed the elements aspect, though I do think that you have to have a coven of 5. And I'm guessing, this is a huge guess, that Agatha as the 5th witch, like the bringer of the coven, she must be spirit or like soul or something, because they showed a pentagram, and in a pentagram there is a 5th aspect, and the 5th aspect is normally like spirit, and they haven't discussed that. It's not, and they say like spirit be my guide, something like that in the song, and Agatha is in charge. So I think that's supposed to tie her to that specific element, and I only say that because she's the like bringer of the road. So that one I'm just saying is like a guess, because I think that's the only way it's gonna work elements wise. But the thing that I think is so funny, and I'm just gonna like tell you it casually without spoiling exactly what's going on, but there is at a certain point what I'm very sure is a reference to Sweeney Todd, because Patti LuPone was in Sweeney Todd and she was Mrs. Lovett, and something opens and she freaks out about it, and I'm just kidding, Mrs. Lovett dies a very particular way in Sweeney Todd, and they totally like allude to that. I don't know if it was intentional. I feel like it has to be intentional, but I was cracking up because I was like, wait a minute, wasn't she Mrs. Lovett? So those are like the only things I'm going to tell you. I would say if you haven't watched the 3rd episode yet, or if you have watched it, if you try and remember what each of the witches that Agatha recruited saw. Now Mrs. Hart, aka Sharon Davies, is not actually a witch, even though Agatha was like, yeah, she's the green witch. She's not really a witch. Like, we all know this. She's just a person. So you can kind of like ignore in the element setup. Now, again, that does leave one element kind of, like, she is technically an element, but she's not really a witch. So take that as you will. But yeah, but I feel like 3 of the 4 elements have officially been noted in the show. And then the one that Mrs. Hart / Sharon Davies is supposed to be, she does represent an element, but the woman is not a witch. So just like, yeah, still technically has an element. I think you can figure that one out because it's the green witch, and what else would the green witch have? But yeah, so those are my only thoughts. It was a really fun episode. They did some wild prosthetics work, which was really funny. And we finally learned a little bit about the thing that happens when the teen tries to say what his name is. They talked about it a tiny bit. So yeah, I feel like that's it. They're gonna have to give us more explanations for everyone's backstory, because they showed a lot of things with like very minimal to no explanation for some of them, and I was like, are we gonna get back to this, because I need to know. But yeah, so I'm gonna go have the rest of my lunch, aka either read or set an alarm and take a nap. I need to finish my coffee. I'll probably eat some more trail mix, then nap. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's always weird when Krista's not here because my brain is like, well, Krista's not here, so you're not cooking because I'm not making something for just me. I just don't. When I lived alone for roughly 2 years, I would be like, oh, I don't really need to cook food. So I like bought random stuff and I would just eat like the most random things for meals when I was at my apartment because I was just like, whatever, just me, it's cool. I really made strange things. Like I did I'll just throw this out here. I know you're hearing car sounds, but one of the things I made was literally spinach in a can, like the Popeye style spinach. I actually think I own some Popeye brand. I would mix that, butter, Parmesan cheese, and like gnocchi, like the little potato pasta-y things, like Big Lots gnocchi, like ones I picked up there for like $1.95 or $1 even. I would like cook that all together into like a blob of spinach pasta and I would just like eat that for dinner. It was actually good, but like I would never serve that to anyone else. I also, for an extended period of time, because I would just like heat up things, like I was never making anything super fancy. I didn't have any like fancy things for like, I didn't have an actual kitchen knife. Like I could not cut things. Like I just had butter knives. I was also a vegetarian at the time, so like I was like, oh, I don't need any meat knives. And I actually had to buy at one point a knife to cut vegetables and fruit because my friend was hosting a party and I agreed to make a salad that involved cutting up things. And I was like, I don't even have a knife. Like I was just like, I can't cut these. So I'm just like very lazy when left to my own devices food-wise. Oh, I knew I was gonna cough. But I'm gonna put my glasses back on if I read. I'll leave them off if I don't. We'll see. It's feeling better. It doesn't hurt. It just feels like sensitive. Like it doesn't like a lot of light. But I'm gonna go. I will talk to you later. Also, I have something really cool to show you, but I'll show that to you after work. It actually is in theme with my outfit, which totally is why I dressed like this today. I just realized it. Like subconsciously, my brain was like, ooh, a thing. So yes, I'm in theme because my brain was really working overtime on that one. But I'm gonna go. If you watched Agatha All Along, let me know your thoughts on it so far in the comments. But I'm gonna take my lunch. I will show you the very cool thing after work. And I have a plan for the cool thing that we're gonna film later this week. So it'll be in this vlog. So I'll show it to you. I'll share some plans for the vlog. And yeah, so I'm gonna go for now. I'll talk to you later. Probably about the book. And also about the cool thing. Bye for now. Hello. I was not going to film during my lunch break, like the rest of it, but Krista showed up like right after I filmed that clip and she called me and was like, hey, could you unlock the front door? Or like, we wound up going to the car. She was like, I have something to give you. And I was like, oh, but I thought, and she's like, no, I have something to give you. Just like come down really quick. So, she surprised me with a boo bucket that I did not know that she was going to do. So she had this packed very cutely and I opened it in the car. So it's a hot mess now, but it was really, really cute when she gave it to me. I suck at putting things in baskets. Like I could never work for Harry and David or the Easter Bunny. It would just never work. But these are some of the things and I'm gonna put some of these up today. So she got me these sticky hands, the window clings. The other ones are trying to fly away. And then she got me these ghost ones. I used to have ones that looked like this when I decorated an office when I worked for a college. So I used to put up sticky clings all the time. But I have those. She got these super cute flocked spiders. And I have no clue where I'm putting these, but these are really cool. So I got those. It doesn't say, it just says they're for decoration to keep away from children. Which also means cats, because the cats will go wild and think it's a real spider. The other thing she got is this. She said it reminded her of the Halloween-Town jack-o'-lantern, and so she got it for me. It is a spin globe. That's all it says. So there's that. Let me show you the other non-candy stuff. She also got some very cute towels. I need to swap out our kitchen towel anyway, so I'm going to put one of these in. So there's this. And then so she got this and she said it was really weird because all of them were open at the bottom, like they weren't sealed. Someone had just like opened every single WB horror snow globe, and she actually gave me 2 and then it turned out that it was 2 of the same one. So it's The Nun. I was actually going to try and watch the Nun movie this year because I haven't seen it. So this feels like motivation to actually watch it. So there's that. And it's very cool. We used to collect snow globes. Like we have a ton of snow globes. but we had to put them away because one of the cats kept knocking them over, and like the dogs accidentally hit one once, and it was just, we can't have them out. But I can put this in the office. And then food stuff. So Ghirardelli chocolate squares, milk chocolate pumpkin spice caramel, which could be good, could be terrible. We will find out. And then she got me Reese's Bats, which feel like they weigh like 1,000,000 pounds. The bag is super heavy. And then she got me little Reese's pumpkins. And these ones, I understand the bags are completely different sizes, but like these somehow feel like 1,000,000 times heavier than this, which does not make sense to me. But yeah, so that's the update. I'm gonna decorate some point. I don't know when, since my lunch break is gonna be over in like 2.2 seconds. Maybe I have time. I will look. But they're very cute. I'm gonna try and put them up today because I would like to have them on my window. But I have to put them on the lower part. I know how I'm gonna do it. Yes, I think I should have time to put them up today. But yeah, but I'm gonna take a picture of this because it is very sweet of her, and I did not expect her to get me a boo bucket. We talked about making them for some someone who works with her has some younger kids. We had said that we were going to make them some boo buckets, but we hadn't talked about doing it for each other. But it's very, very cute. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I know that's why she did it, but it's adorable and really cute and very sweet. So I love my wife. She's so very nice, and she doesn't have to do nice things like this for me, but she does, and I truly appreciate every time because she doesn't have to. She was already really busy today, so she like took the time to like bring it all the way over here, even though I know her day is super hectic. So yes, it was very, very sweet of her, and I love her so much. But I gotta go because I have work. But I'm gonna take a photo of this really quick. I gotta try and make it look cute again, even though I destroyed it a little. I destroyed it twice now. I'll try and make it look cute. I'm gonna try really hard to channel my inner Krista and make this a very cute boo bucket. So I will talk to you some point later today. Bye. Ta-da! This is the Hocus Pocus thing. They're in a goofy order. I should have done like Winifred, Mary, Sarah, Binks maybe, or the other way around. But this is how I pulled them off the can holder. So this is from Far From the Tree. And they are a cider mill based in Salem. And they do a Hocus Pocus collection every year. They're always the same. They do not change. But we couldn't get them last year. They were completely sold out before we even found out that they existed. Because we have only been to Salem one time. It was a very brief trip. And we didn't even know this place existed. So we've had stuff from them before. We really liked their Christmas ones. They've done some other stuff that we thought were okay. But we normally really like their cocktails. And I think these are cocktails instead of ciders. I could be wrong. Let's see. Does it say? Keep cold, drink fresh, produced and canned. It doesn't really say. It just gives alcohol volume. But Mary's is beet and Concord grape, which is interesting. I'm guessing for color. Hopefully it tastes good. I am a little concerned about the beet. Sarah's is sweet lemon and lavender, which I think sounds good, but maybe way too sweet for me. And then Winifred's is tangerine, cherry, ginger, which also could be good, or the ginger could be really strong. One or the other. And then Binks has the oddest flavor profile. It's fig and sage, but like he has the coolest can. So like, hopefully that one is really good. We got 2 4-packs. The other one is in the fridge. This one I was leaving out. And then on Sunday, we're gonna do a tasting. I'll set up little boards. We'll have the little glasses. Chloe's whining because she sees Goose. She's totally fine, FYI. But I'll do like a tasting. We'll set it up. I'll grab some crackers. Maybe grab some cheese. But I'll like do some stuff. But I want to show them to you. They match my outfit. At some point, I should take a photo with them in this outfit. But not right now. But yes, there you've seen them. I will talk to you later. Krista mowed the lawn. And then we did some dog stuff. And now we're making dinner. And so we're making stuffed shells. And Krista's doing the sauce. So it's not like... So it's fancy, like you took jarred sauce, which was not the jarred sauce we normally like. Right. Because the company changed it. It's like Rouse, but now it's not called Diavola, or we can't get that here. So it's something else. Krista added artichoke hearts and some seasoning and like garlic and stuff. And then our Walmart didn't have any like not pre-packaged and pre-sauced shells. So we're making frozen shells. Normally Krista would like do her own, but literally they didn't have any. So
right, normally I would take the minced artichoke hearts and put them in with the ricotta cheese inside the shell itself.
But we can't do that.
But I can't do that, so I'm incorporating it into the sauce instead.
So she's doing that. I'm gonna get out a casserole dish and then we're gonna put it in the oven and we'll follow the directions that are on the box, which are $3.75 for some odd amount of minutes. They're in a weird spot. And then we're also...
Oh, you already...
Yep. And then we're also doing garlic bread, but we have to get it out of the box that I think it's in to put it in something else. Like there's a tray that I think is on that I have to pry it out of. But yeah, so we're gonna do that and then make garlic bread. But that is in the freezer and has different cooking times, so I'll have to put it in after this is done because it's gonna be too hot for the pasta. But yeah, we'll show you it when it's done. Behold, frozen shells, which, okay, they did come in like a TV dinner-esque packaging, which I understand, I appreciate. I've eaten a lot of TV dinners in my life. But we have added cheese, we have added sauce. It's gonna go in the oven and bake for 55 to 65 minutes.
Oof, not a quick meal.
No. It also wanted me to leave the film on in the oven, which is super weird, but this is fine. Yeah, 55 to 65. Yeah, so 60 would be my thing. So we're gonna put it in, and then after that I'll put the cheese bread in, or
because the cheese bread doesn't have to be in that long.
We put it in for 45. I cranked the oven to 425 to do the cheese bread, and we toss that in for the 8 minutes it needs, and then this should still be fine. That's what I'm gonna do. We gotta set it for 45. I'll do that. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get out of the way. There we go. It's really blurry. We have about 5 minutes left, less than 5 at this point, of dinner. I have already had an entire weird coffee pumpkin beer. I added Fireball to see if that would help, and it did absolutely nothing, which is confounding to me. But I forgot to tell you, I watched The Nun. I told you that I hadn't seen The Nun, which was true, but I've actually seen The Conjuring 1 and 2 and Annabelle 1 and 2, and I just like didn't watch the Nun movies. But I watched them because Krista got me that very cute snow globe, and it happened to be The Nun. I will say the costuming of The Nun, very cool. Aspects of the Nun movie I like. It reminds me of the others a bit. But the fact that The Nun, this is spoilers, I'm sorry, but this movie's been out since 2018. The nun is a demon. Like, it's not even actually I want it to be an evil nun. I want it to be a nun who is like fallen from Christ. That's what I want. That is what I wanted. But I watched it, and it counted for Texas Chainsaw Massacre set in an isolated setting for my specific Halloween-A-Thon prompts. I checked it off already, but it was primarily set at the convent, so I chose it for that one. I still need to watch I Saw the TV Glow. That is my goal for during the day tomorrow as like inconveniently a background movie, but that's what it's gonna have to be. But I do want to watch it. I can always watch it again at a later date, but that one takes creepy cover, I think. I'll tell you tomorrow, but I wanted to mention that before I forgot, because again, I am 1 beer deep and all I had for lunch was candy corn crunch. So yes, I'm very hungry. But we only have 3 minutes now left on the food, so we'll be eating soon. And I'm gonna go. But yes, The Nun, it was fine. I forget the actress's name. She's the lead in one of the leads in American Horror Story season 1, which is why I was like, oh, this probably did well because she was in it. But I mean, it's fine. It's not particularly scary. If you're gonna give me a scary nun, give me a scary nun and don't make it a demon. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I will show you the food when it is done. Behold the plussed up shells. They look very nice. It is really bubbly, so we have to figure out how to plate it. And then this is the cheese bread. It's just Texas toast with cheese on top.
Yeah.
Right? It's from the company, like Texas Toast. But yeah, but that's the shells. I think I'm gonna have to help find bowls because I put them in weird places. So yes, we're gonna go eat. This is the foods. We'll let you know how it tastes. I'm sure it's delicious. And foods. Krista's looks fancier. This is her bowl. We have a bunch of sauce left over, so we'll probably, oh, I have a fork. I used it to transport the cheese. But we cut the cheese. Haha, jokes. We did actually have to cut cheese in half. We have some more garlic bread, and we have a ton of sauce left. So once that cools down, I'll put it in something else to fit in the fridge. Okay, so we're gonna have some dinner. It is very hot, so we will talk to you later about it. Hello, we have had dinner. I'm holding the camera at a very bizarre angle. So thoughts on the pasta?
Too much cheese on top.
Okay.
Frozen shells, pre-stuffed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought it tasted, the sauce was good. And I thought overall it tasted good. But there was already cheese on it in some capacity, and then we added cheese, and it kind of turned into like a weird cheese blob that we had to cut with a knife because it didn't want to break. But the sauce was good. This is focusing on something behind our heads. Hi, we're humans. Those are board games. You're just gonna keep being blurry. Okay, fine. But yeah, so we're watching Heart of Dixie now. And yeah, but I mean, I liked the sauce a lot. I thought the sauce was tasty. I wish you would focus on a human face and not the background. Ooh, maybe, probably not. But yeah, so I mean, I thought the sauce was really good. So sauce was good. The shells were fine. They were not the normal shells that you use. And the garlic bread was good, but we buy the same garlic bread every time. It's just Texas toast with cheese on top. So overall, I mean, it was pretty good. We have a ton of sauce left over though. So yeah, so we'll use
just
that
throw some rigatoni.
Yeah. We have other pasta we're gonna make. And I'm gonna go because my camera's annoying me because it keeps focusing on the stuff behind the two of us instead of our faces, even though it's showing it's locked on my face. So yeah, we're gonna go. That's the night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Hello, good morning. I'm a little blah today. So like my lungs feel kind of congested-y, my nose is congested-y. I'm not putting on makeup because I'm tired. So super quick, I'm just coming at you really fast to talk to you about I Saw the TV Glow. So if you haven't heard of this movie, it's an A24 movie. So while it's kind of horror, I don't know that it fully is. So I don't know, it's like I want to say it's kind of like a genre-y film. So it's a sort of thing where like some scary stuff is happening, but the overall feel of the movie is not really horror. It feels more like almost a coming of age drama, but there are horrifying elements. So in this, we have two characters who are like our primary characters, and admittedly, I can't remember their names now, which I think it's because I don't feel great. But there are two characters, and there's this TV show called The Pink Opaque. And in the television show, there are two girls who have a psychic connection, and they are the Pink Opaque. And then it's sort of a Monster of the Week show that lasts about 5 seasons. And in this show, Mr. Melancholy sends down monsters that try and take out these two girls, and they can only really communicate telepathically because they live on different sides of the county. The show itself sounds very cool. We see clips of it, and the first time we see clips of it, and most of the time we see clips of it, the show looks horrifying. It doesn't look like a show that would ever air on television without it being like on at midnight. You'd have to find it by like twisting your dial television to like a goofy number, or like hitting the up and down button until you found like a weird channel you're not really supposed to be watching. So like that's what it looks like. Like the monsters are terrifying. Everything is very horrifying. And then our two main characters, it's gonna bug me because there's the two characters in the show, The Pink Opaque, and then the two characters in the movie. So hold on. There we go. The internet will tell me. All right, so will you show me a character list? Sometimes it shows your character list right away and sometimes it doesn't. Ooh, that does. Oh, there we go. Okay, so in the show, the characters are Isabel and Tara. So they have this psychic link, and then we meet Maddie and Owen. Maddie and Owen are two kids living in this town, and Maddie at a certain point, this is in the trailer, asks Owen if he thinks that his memories of the I Saw the TV, or of the Pink Opaque seem confused, or that sometimes it seemed too real. And we then get this like, was it real? What was going on? And I don't really want to get too far into it because the movie is very interesting, also very sad. And again, some of it is horrifying. It does leave you in that sort of like, is this real? Is this sort of a fantasy that Maddie has created to sort of help, I'm gonna say them, because I can't remember if Owen ever actually says she. I think Owen says she for Maddie. I just feel like, yeah, he says ma'am, so we're gonna go with she. But Maddie has not a great home life. Owen has kind of a tumultuous home life, and so it almost seems, when it's first introduced as a thought, that Maddie is perhaps using the show as a coping mechanism. So we are like left with this, was it real? Was it fake? Do we know what was going on? And I'm gonna leave that up to you. I will say it is very sad. Just like the film ultimately gives you this like very, I felt like a very heavy feeling of sadness coming from it, because Owen is talking to you kind of directly and explaining like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. And then once you get to the end of the movie, this like overwhelming sort of like, I don't know, Owen's character just kind of gives you this overwhelming like sense of, I feel like sadness at getting older, but it's very tricky. So I would highly recommend it if you like A24 films. I watched this without Krista because I knew Krista wouldn't like it. We did watch Love Lies Bleeding in theaters because I really wanted to see it, and she hated it. And that movie, I understand, like it was not what I thought it was going to be. And then like when we finished it, I was like, it's an A24 film. Like I was just like, I should have known this before I brought you. I mean, I did know, but the trailer made it seem more straightforward and less magical realism, if that makes sense. And then we may or may not still watch another movie together by then that has Florence Pugh and, oh gosh, why can't I remember his name? Told you, I'm tired. Spider-Man. Come on, brain. You can do this. Come on. Nope, my brain is toast, I guess. Oh my gosh, this is gonna, Andrew Garfield, there we go. But they're in it, but also that may have a twisty A24, like A24, that's the thing. Like if you're watching the movie, there's normally some kind of like sci-fi or horror or fantasy like twist, even if it seems straightforward in the trailers. So I don't know if we're gonna watch it or not. But yeah, so I just felt like it was a very sad movie. Ooh, someone is coughing outside. But yeah, it felt sad. Like it felt like a sad look at someone's life, which is not like overwhelmingly positive, but I feel like it was a very well done movie. So I do recommend it. I just like, be prepared to feel sad. But that's the update for you. That I used for, I'll check it off while I have you, I think creepy cover. Let's see. Yes, scary cover or poster. And like, it kind of reminded me of the Poltergeist poster, but it's like pink. It's a little different. I went with scary for that one. Whoa, why are you talking? What? Stop. Well, that was horrifying. So I'm gonna turn you off. There's an iPad plugged in over here. I did not say the words to activate an iPad. But it's plugged in the corner. Scared the bejesus out of me. It's closed. Like the whole thing is closed, unless maybe it thinks it's on because it's tipped to the side. I don't know. But it's not plugged in. The battery is kind of charged. But it totally said web results for Poltergeist, which is terrifying. Ah! Now I'm all like, ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna go make sure that is turned off and not talking anymore. It's done this before. It has. I need to find the setting and deal with it because my normal iPad doesn't do that. Yeah, so now that I'm really, really frightened for my life, Skynet, we love you. Please don't look up things about poltergeists. That makes my 6th prompt, which is very interesting to me. I knew this was gonna happen because like my prompt list I know is different from the regular one, but that's crossed off. I did that. I'm gonna go deal with this trying to scare the crap out of me iPad. We'll talk to you later, but I do highly recommend I Saw the TV Glow. I thought it was a very well done movie. Definitely sad. I feel like if you liked Goosebumps or like Are You Afraid of the Dark, or I feel like there's another creepy kid show, maybe even Eerie, Indiana, or what was the bus one? Sorry that I'm snapping, I'm trying to think. The bus, what was that one called? There was a show that was really good. It was on Disney. It was really good at the time, and I know I've watched it since then. What is it called? Disney Scary Show Tour Bus. So Weird. If you liked So Weird, I think you would like it. Cause like it has a nostalgia element to it if you watch like creepy shows as a kid. And like really enjoyed those. So I think it like really all ties together. I'm gonna go. I need to, so if you liked So Weird, also if you like this, maybe check out So Weird, Eerie, Indiana. If you haven't seen this. So Weird was a very wild show, like Monster of the Week, but like a tour bus and a band. And I recently rewatched some of it, and some of those episodes are like really creepy and really sad, because there's a lot of like ghosty ones where it's really more sad than anything else because the ghost is just trapped. But yeah, but I gotta go because that was terrifying. I don't like when technology talks to me unexpectedly. But yeah, so I will talk to you later. Hopefully I'll feel a little better. I might ultimately have to do a breathing treatment today because my lungs just feel blah. All of me feels blah. But yeah, I'll probably try and read some at some point during lunch or after work. I don't know. I know I'm gonna read some on Saturday because Krista has court. But we're busy on Sunday. But we're doing the Hocus Pocus taste test on Sunday still. We just have a dog training session too. So I'm gonna go. I got things to do, but I wanted to fill you in because it was like fresh in my brain. So I will talk to you later. Hello. Could you tell that I'm actually sick? So I am only filming this clip because I managed to finish How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive. So yesterday, was it? Yeah, it was yesterday. I like did that clip about I saw the TV glow. And I was like, oh, I don't feel great. I'm going to do a breathing treatment. Did a breathing treatment. For those of you who don't know, some people, when they do albuterol, I think it happens to a lot of people, it makes you like really jittery. At least that's what it does to me. It's kind of like, I drink a lot of caffeine, but like, it's kind of like drinking like only caffeine, like so much caffeine in a very short period of time. And then you just have like the shakes. So I was like super shaky for like an hour, and then that settled down and I felt better. But my nose was still like really runny, and I was like, okay, you're probably gonna notice it while I talk. And I was like, okay, no, maybe I'm fine, even though like slight TMI, things were coming out of me that were gross. And so I was like, okay, it's fine, like I should be fine. The breathing treatment should help. And it got to like 4:30, and I sent Krista a text because, sorry, I'm just like touching my head. Oh, there. I sent her a text and I was like, hey, I'm not feeling great. Like, and I was explaining like what was going on, and like she knew I did a breathing treatment, and I was like, but I feel like I need to do another one, which is really rare. Like I hate doing breathing treatments more than once a day. And I really don't like doing them. I only do them if I feel terrible. So I was like, I might have to do another one. Like I just feel really gross. And the problem is like my workday ends at 5, and so it was 4:30, and I was like, if I do a breathing treatment at this point, like I can't do anything for the rest of the day. Like I'm gonna have to do the breathing treatment. That's gonna take about 15 minutes, sometimes 20 if I like need to get like the albuterol and everything set up. And I was like, okay, but that's like the whole end of my work day, so I should just like tell work that I'm leaving early. So I like messaged and I told my work like, hey, I tried to do a breathing treatment earlier, it kind of worked, now I feel worse. And then I was like because like Krista called really quick while I was like typing stuff out, and she was like, you should probably lay down. And then I was like, okay, but also like I was explaining like what was going on. She was like, okay, then we definitely need to go to Quick Med, which is like our local like urgent care, because we were a little worried that I had a certain thing that like a videotape. The video, do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Even though I got like a shot for it, you can get different strains, and so we were worried maybe that was it, which I didn't have any other symptoms. So I was like, I should go because we have a wedding we have to go to on the 12th. We have to be there on the 11th, and I was like, I need to know, because if it's that, then I have to go on special meds, I need to quarantine. So like we went, and then that was a huge mess because their system wasn't working. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust you. And then like they couldn't check our insurance, and like I had to call our insurance, who was like, could you just tell them like it's active? Like literally the guy on the phone was like, can I talk to whoever you're talking to? Like I can tell this woman that your insurance is active. And then they were still having a problem, and finally like literally it turns out the PA, the physician's assistant, because that's the folks they have, they're really nice. She came over and she was like, there's a form they can just sign. Just have her sign the form. And I was like, I know for a fact I have to pay $25. Like, our urgent care copay is $25. So I like paid the $25. I signed a form that said, like, if it turns out that this is incorrect, we'll pay the whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I signed that. I get in, and I'm like, I really, like, I was explaining, like, I have asthma, and, like, this is happening, but also, like, my nose is running. And I was like, the problem is that when one thing gets sick, my lungs, you're balanced on my knee, FYI. My lungs want to join the party, so they get worse. And so, like, did my vitals, all of that. I didn't have a fever. The physician's assistant came in, and that's how I realized she was the physician's assistant. And she was like, okay, you said you have asthma, like, what meds are you on? Because they did a med thing, but, like, sometimes people don't understand. Like, it was a younger girl, she was very sweet, who did my vitals, but I don't think she wrote down all my meds. I'm on a lot of them. And she was like, what are you on? So I'm, like, explaining, like, my 2 inhalers, I have to take Mucinex all the time because my lungs are damaged and they produce mucus. It's a whole thing. I'm on Singular, which is very common for asthma folks. And I was like, an allergy medicine. I'm, like, rattling stuff off. And she goes, oh, okay, yeah, got it. And I was like, and, like, this is happening, but I also need a COVID test. And she was like, okay, that's fine. So we do the COVID test, and the test was negative. Oh, I was not supposed to say that word. I said the word. Dang it. Sorry. I'm sorry I said it. It's gonna catch it and put a thing on the thing. I don't have it. Sorry. Whatever. I don't. Whatever. I'm tired. I tried so hard not to say it. But they did the test. It was fine. But I do have a sinus infection. And because I have asthma, I'm on... They also might give this to everyone, but I just know that it's an asthmatic thing because my doctor always asks me about it when I go to the pulmonologist. So they gave me prednisone, and I'm on these, like, massive antibiotics. The massive antibiotics I take twice a day, and the prednisone is once a day. And then I still have to take all my regular medicine. So I'm taking so many things, like, all the time. Ugh. I haven't had to do another breathing treatment, which means the antibiotics are working, I think. But I'm just exhausted. Like, I'm so tired. And, like, I'm just tired. I only managed to read this because I didn't even have that much left, and Krista is at work, so I literally just, like, sat and I was like, I'm finishing this book, so I can tell the vlog I finished the book, and then I don't, not that I want to talk to you, but I don't want to talk to you, I just want to sleep. So, yeah, I finished the book. I should talk about the book. So I'm sick, so this vlog is ending after this clip, so I can sleep, and God knows what's gonna happen, because I just feel like trash. But, book. I think Krista's home, so I'll be quick. I really enjoyed this. I liked the ending. The ending made me chuckle a bit because it ties into the name of the fake movie they're making in this. I really like Sally Priest as a character. I liked Claire a lot. I do think this is a fun time. I think this would be a really fun, like, Halloween read. Like, watch some horror movies, then read this, or, like, have horror movies in the background while you're reading this, because they talk about a lot of horror movie tropes. They, brain. See, I'm really tired. They actually talk a lot about filmmaking which is cool. We get a lot more on the history of the camera and, like, how the camera works. I really enjoyed it overall. I really liked episode 13. So I think if you like that, you would like this. And if you like this, you would probably like that one. That's the only Craig Deluy I've read beside this one. Sorry, I've tried to finish this clip. But I think it's really fun. I think it's a very good, like, if you like horror movies, I think you'd really enjoy this. The deaths are gruesome. And the plot of his movie is interesting. And it's actually a movie I would watch. But I would not watch a movie that is, in essence, a thing that starts with... I don't think I can say that word on here either. But a movie where the kills are real. That has a real name. But yeah. So I like the book. You should read the book. I'm gonna go sleep. Because I'm tired. And Krista's home. And yes. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, I guess. I'd be love you if you subscribed. I'm also on Instagram, @ClefGoEverAfter. I'm gonna go sleep for a long time. And probably take my meds soon. Because that's what I do. But yeah. So I'll talk to you later. Bye, internet people.